Good morning. Thank you for joining the Wisconsin Department of Revenue for Municipal Financial Report Form training. I'm Kathy Springhorn. I am a revenue auditor within the Local Government Services Bureau, and I currently work with the Form CT. This training has been developed for clerks completing the Municipal Financial Report Form. We will walk you through completing the Form CT. However, for those of you working to complete the Form C, this information will also be valuable for you, as these forms are similar. This series of videos will be separated into sections. We'll provide information about the Municipal Financial Report forms, including the due dates and how the data is used, the benefits of electronic filing, the documents you'll need to gather before you complete the form. We'll also walk you through completing Form CT and discuss submitting the e-file form and attaching documents. If you have questions about tax law or topics other than the MFR forms, please use our website, revenue.wi.gov, to find the answers or the appropriate contact person. We will post contact information at the end of the presentation. Our goal is to help you understand the Form CT so you can successfully e-file it. If we have not answered your question by the end of the presentation, you can email us at lgs@wisconsin.gov. Every municipality and county is required to file a municipal financial report with DOR, reporting their revenues and expenditures for the prior calendar year. This data is used by various state agencies to calculate aid. The guide is available on the Department of Transportation website. The link is provided here. The data is also published in the County and Municipal Revenues and Expenditures Bulletin, known as the CMRE Bulletin. That report is available on our website under Municipal. The link is also provided here. There are three versions of the financial report form. Form A for counties, Form C for villages, cities, and towns with proprietary funds, Form CT for towns without proprietary funds. Most towns do not have proprietary funds. Note, each form has a set of instructions with line-by-line assistance. A link to the instructions is available with each e-file form. You may find it helpful to have the instructions open as a reference while completing the financial report form. The due dates are based on population. For those with a population under 2,500, the form is due March 31st. For those with a population over 2,500, the form is due May 1st. There is an automatic extension until May 15th for all forms. You do not need to request an extension, but there are no extensions provided beyond May 15th. For those with a population over 25,000, there is an additional requirement to complete a comprehensive annual financial report, also called CAFR. You must submit a final MFR with an auditor's opinion, but you do not have to send a copy of the CAFR to DOR. For all late-filed forms filed beyond the May 15th extended due date, a penalty is imposed by DOT, which reduces the general transportation aid. You must have a confirmation after submitting the e-file form to DOR to show it was successfully submitted. If you do not have a confirmation number, your e-file form was not successfully submitted to DOR. For all reports that are not filed, DOR will request an independent CPA compile the report using the municipal records. The municipality is charged for this service. All the municipal financial report forms must be electronically filed this year using the DOR e-file form. Let's talk about a few of the benefits of e-filing. The e-file form provides direct links to additional resources, such as instructions, throughout the form. For your convenience, there are certain fields that will autofill with values that were previously reported to DOR. In each section, the calculations are done for you. Values are carried forward to reduce errors on specific lines. You get a confirmation number to show your form was successfully submitted. Before we get started, here are some common technology issues. The minimum recommended web browsers are listed here: Internet Explorer 9 or higher, Mozilla Firefox 4.0 or higher, Safari 5.0 or higher, Chrome 11.0 or higher. Please note, if you are using Chrome, you will have to download and save the e-file form to your computer beforehand. This is because you may not be able to open the e-file form within the browser. Also, local settings and browser settings that autofill in your browser may need to be disabled. To view the form and print the document, you must have Adobe Reader 9.1 or higher. There is no charge to upgrade or download these programs to your computer. Please note that while DOR provides some technical assistance, we do not have the resources to help with each individual computer problem. There are common questions available on our website to help navigate Adobe or PDF issues. Other options are to contact Adobe directly, your IT support if you have one, or your internet service provider. Before you start completing the form, you need multiple documents. Let's walk through the documents you need and where to get them. To get to the Municipal Financial Report form, go to our website at revenue.wi.gov. Select Online Services. Under Government, select Online Filing. Scroll down to the Municipal Clerk section. You will see all three forms, then select Municipal Financial Report, MFR. The detailed instructions are next to each form and provide an explanation of each line. We recommend using these if you are unsure what you should be reporting on a specific line. You can use the Find feature by right-clicking within the document and clicking Find to search words, phrases, or specific line numbers. There is a link on this page and on the first page of the e-file form, as you will see when we open the form. There are also Getting Started instructions for the Form CT Tax Roll Reconciliation. We are now back to the MFR web page. The tax roll reconciliation instructions are available to assist municipalities using the cash basis, which we will discuss later. The instructions provide a line-by-line explanation for the reconciliation page and explain which lines should be used from the prior year statement of taxes, referred to as the SOT, and the Municipal Treasurer's Settlement, referred to as the MTS. This year, you are completing the 2016 Municipal Financial Report form, and you will use the 2015 SOT, 2015 Payable, 2016 MTS. This can be confusing, so to be clear, when completing the 2016 Municipal Financial Report form, you are using the 2015 SOT and the 2015 Payable 2016 MTS. Please note, DOR now populates many fields on the reconciliation, which we will discuss when we walk through that page. A link to these instructions is also available on the reconciliation page within the e-file form. As discussed, you'll need the prior year 2015 SOT. If you do not have a copy in your records, the final SOT reports are posted online. We will now go back to the home page of our website. From the Home tab, click Governments, select More in the Reports section, select S. Scroll down to the Statement of Taxes, SOT section. In the Statement of Taxes section, select the 2015 SOTs. They are listed by county. As an example, we will select Dane County and pull up the SOT for the town of Smith. Notice the forms are in order by their county municipal code, also known as the commune code. Their commune code, 13-013, is shown on pages 109 to 113. The next item, the Municipal Treasurer's Settlement Sheet. Currently, the Municipal Treasurer's Settlement Sheet is not available on the DOR website. The county provides a completed MTS form to each municipal clerk and treasurer. If you need a copy, contact your local or county treasurer. The next item is the State Payments Register. This is a record of payments made by Wisconsin state agencies to each municipality and county. DOA compiles this information and DOR makes it available on our website in February each year. Just like the SOT, the report can be accessed from the DOR website. Again, we are on the DOR homepage. Click Governments, select More in the Report section, select S, and scroll down to the State Payment Register section. When you have selected the 2016 report, you will notice that the register is broken down by county. After choosing the county your municipality is in, the report again is listed in county municipal order. It is bookmarked by county, town, village, and city. The information in this register is unaudited. Therefore, the State Payment Register should be used as a tool to aid in the completion of your financial report. Do not rely solely on this payment information. The next item is your municipality's annual report. This includes your revenues, expenditures, and outstanding debt for the year, and your beginning and ending balances. However, you are tracking your revenues and expenditures, whether using accounting software or a paper general ledger. This is where financial data is coming from. Additional resources are also available to help file the financial report form. Each January, DOR mails an MFR packet to every municipality and county. It includes a playback, which is a summary of values reported to DOR on last year's form. This is helpful because it provides ending balances, prior year line usage, which help identify large changes from year to year, a letter from DOR explaining deadlines and how to e-file, a letter from DOT explaining how your reporting is used to calculate transportation aid and provides DOT contact information, the Census Form F-65. For your reference, here is a screenshot of what the playback looks like, and here is a screenshot of what the F-65 looks like. Part 2, Getting Started. Now we're going to start the e-filing process by accessing the electronic form. Today we will be filing the Form CT. We will go back to the DOR website and select the CT link. However, we will be using a test form. Just a quick reminder that since we are in test, the test banner and the date to the right will not exist on your e-file forms. This first page provides brief filing instructions, explaining that you must select Start Filing, enter your county municipal code, complete form, and click Submit at the end of the form. Again, you must receive a confirmation number to show you've successfully submitted the e-file form. On the first page, you also have a key explaining the help and error symbols that you may see when using the form. The blue symbol with a question mark is a help message. You can hover over the symbol to view the additional message. Information may be available if you click it. The red symbol with an X is an error message. You can hover over the symbol to see what the error is. All of the errors must be corrected before you can submit the form. The yellow symbol with an exclamation point is a warning. Again, you can hover over it to view the message. Unlike with errors, you can submit the form if warnings exist. The first thing you'll have to do on this page is indicate whether you are using cash basis accounting or modified accrual accounting. Using cash basis, revenues are recognized when cash is received. Expenses are recognized when cash is paid. Note that because some property taxes are collected in December, a true cash basis accounting system is not used when completing the financial report form because the taxes levied in December of 2015 are based on the municipal budget for the calendar year 2016 and are recognized as revenue in the 2016 report. Using modified accrual, revenues are recognized when they become available and measurable. Expenditures are recognized when the liability is incurred. For example, a payment of 6 months of insurance made in October would be recognized as an expense in 2 years rather than in just the year when the actual payment was made. The Form CT defaults to cash basis. You must select Modified Accrual Accounting if you use that accounting method. Start filing. Let's start by clicking Start Filing. On the next page, you will enter your county municipal code and your preparer information. We are using cash basis accounting in filing for the Town of Smith in Dane County, Commune Code 13-013. Keep in mind the values entered are fictitious and used for examples only. It is very important you provide accurate contact information. Once the form is filed, if we have any questions, we will use that information to contact you. You will need to enter your name, title, email, phone, and mailing address. If you had your form prepared by a CPA, you must include their name, phone, and email address. Part 3, Indebtedness. Now we're going to walk through the indebtedness page on the Form CT. The first page of the form is the indebtedness page. If you have not done so, please review Part 2, Getting Started, for important information on how the e-file Form CT works. The amounts reported as principal outstanding January 1, 2016 should be the same as principal outstanding December 31, 2015 reported in the prior year's financial report form. Remember, this amount will be on your 2015 playback. If you wish to report an adjustment to principal outstanding at the end of the previous year, an additional explanation must be submitted to DOR. This can be sent separately via email or attached to the e-file form. We will discuss how you attach documents later. The purpose of the loan column identifies general purposes for long-term debt. For example, fire, highway, and storm sewer. Please report your debt on the correct line. For this municipality, their beginning January 2016 highway debt was $40,000. This is entered in the first column of line 900 50020. They paid $118,696 during the year. This is entered in the third column. Notice the principal outstanding December 31, 2016 column calculates for you. The town incurred highway debt of $99,000 during 2016. Total long-term debt, general obligation debt row calculates all of the values entered down each column. This feature increases accuracy. The warning message in the third column is identifying that generally total long-term debt principal retired or paid in 2016 should also be reported on page 10, line 132-58100 in the Debt Service section. Interest paid in 2016 should be reported on the line corresponding to the purpose of the loan in the Debt Service section. In the section below, Short-term debt is loans issued for 1 year or less. These short-term loans must also be listed by purposes provided. The amount will be carried forward to page 11, line 150-21200 in the Financial Report Reconciliation section if it was paid in the same year. Part 4. Tax Roll Reconciliation. Now we're going to walk through the Tax Roll Reconciliation page on the Form CT. Remember, you can link to the Tax Roll Reconciliation instructions directly from the form for assistance during filing. If you have not done so, please review the video on Getting Started for important information on how the e-file Form CT works. The next page is for Tax Roll Reconciliation. The object of this page is to reconcile the amount of municipal property tax reported on the Statement of Taxes, reflects the property tax bills that were sent out in December 2015, and what the amounts the municipal treasurer collected in December 2015 and January 2016, and the amounts settled for in February 2016 and in August 2016. If your municipality is one of the approximately 60 towns, villages, or cities that has a multiple, 3 or more installments for property taxes authorized by a resolution created under Section 74.12, then you will need to override many of the auto-filled amounts on this page. As previously mentioned, DOR will autofill some of the lines on this page based on what has been reported to us on the 2015 Payable 2016 Municipal Treasurer's Settlement Sheet and the 2015 Statement of Taxes. In Part A, report property taxes, special assessments and charges, special taxes, MFL and PFC, occupational taxes collected by the municipal treasurer, school levy tax credits and settlements received from the county for 2016. The box to the left of line 002, 40,000, will autofill with the total collections from the February 2016 Municipal Treasurer's Settlement Sheet, line 10, column E. If you make a change to a DOR autofilled line, you will receive an error message. If your adjustment is correct, select Ignore. This will change the error message to a warning message. If your adjustment is incorrect, select OK to restore the original amount. You can separate the January and December collections on the first 2 lines. Enter the December collections on line 004, 40,000. Enter the January collections on line 002, 40,000. The sum of these 2 lines must equal the amount auto-filled in the box Total Tax Collections. In this example, $400,000 was collected in December of 2015. We will now enter that amount to 004, 40,000. The sum of the amounts on lines 002, 40,000 and 004, 40,000 must equal the amount shown for total tax collections. The next line is for lottery credit received in April. This municipality received $888. Most lottery and gaming credit payments are made to the county, so this will be the municipal share of that payment. Notice that the amount you enter on 005, 40,000, is automatically subtracted from line 010, 40,000. The total August settlement from the county is autofilled on line 040, 40,000, based on the February 2016 Municipal Treasurer's Settlement Sheet. Therefore, the amount on line 010, 40,000 must be reduced by the amount of lottery and gaming credit settled for in the county in April 2016. The tax roll reconciliation instructions provide a list of the fields used on the MTS to calculate the amount of the August settlement. If you make changes to this line, enter the total amount including the lottery credit, as it will automatically be subtracted. For dog license collections during the year, we are reporting $454. Most municipalities keep track of dog license collections totally separate from property tax collections. If your municipality does that, then calculate the amount of the dog license collections kept by the municipality and report that amount on page 3, line 105, 44, 200. Line 018, 40,000 is delinquent personal property. Line 13, column B, on the MTS report that was reported on the current tax roll in Part B. Report tax settlements paid to others during January and February settlements. Note that the February 2016 MTS reports the amount to be settled for with other taxing jurisdictions based on the total collections as of the end of January 2016. The actual checks written to other taxing jurisdictions in February 2016 would have been reduced by the January 2016 settlements with those taxing jurisdictions. If your municipality makes electronic transfers to other taxing jurisdictions, again, the February transfers are the amount on the February MTS reduced by the January settlements. Most of the values in this section come from your MTS except the dog license amounts paid to the county and the breakdown of the special assessments and charges. You may have to enter values for dog licenses paid to the county. In our example, $245 was paid to the county for dog licenses. The special assessments and charges paid to others will autofill on line 035, 50,000. These are in the case where your municipality is acting as an agent for another entity, such as a town, sanitary district, or a lake protection district. The amount is on your SOT in Section H, Column 3. If you are filing the Form CT, you should not have any special assessments or charges collected for an enterprise utility because these would be reported as proprietary funds in the Financial Report Form C. In Part C, report the property taxes and other items retained by your municipality. The tax increment, occupational taxes, managed forest land, private forest crop, special assessments, and charges is autofilled by DOR. The tax roll reconciliation instructions provide a list of the fields used on the MTS to calculate the amounts for these line numbers. The line for dog licenses will calculate automatically and carries over to the appropriate line later in the form. The remaining lines in this section you must verify using your SOT. Special assessments and special charges are reported on your 2015 SOT in Section H. You will see an error because the amount of special charges should be reported on the corresponding line on page 4 in the Public Charges for Services section. The error will disappear after you complete that section. Interest and penalties from delinquent taxes reported on line 052 41800 are not reported on the 2015 SOT or the 2015 MTS. These amounts are the interest and penalty collected due to late payment of property tax bills, interest on special assessments, and charges reported on line 056 48130 are not reported on the 2015 SOT or the 2015 MTS. These amounts are the interest and penalty collected due to late payment of property tax bills. Part D is calculating your local share of property taxes. The first line is calculated for you. The other two lines are auto-filled from the 2015 MTS report with the total amounts. The total of these lines on line 068 41-110 should be your municipality's levy. Our levy today is $48,212. You can disregard line 300 71-110 because it is for DOR use only. Part 5, Revenues. Now we're going to discuss reporting revenues on the Form CT. As we begin to report revenues, you can use the municipality's annual report that is usually prepared for the town annual meeting. Many municipalities format the annual report to follow the same categories as the financial report Form CT or C. If you use QuickBooks or a similar accounting software, you may be able to set up the accounting codes to match the line numbers in the financial report form. If you have not done so, please review Part 2, Getting Started, for important information on how the e-file Form CT works. In the Taxes section, you can see that some of the values are auto-filled from page 1, the tax roll reconciliation page. Line 100, 41,110, general property taxes, is $48,212. The municipal levy calculated on the tax roll reconciliation page. Line 100, 41,120, tax incremental line 100, 41,130, occupational taxes, and line 100, 41,150, private forest crop, managed forest land taxes are also autofilled from the prior tax roll reconciliation page. The amount calculated is the municipality's share of these items. If your municipality is using modified accrual accounting, you must enter these amounts on these lines. If you selected modified accrual accounting, then the tax roll reconciliation page is not used. For those that have mobile home parking fees on line 100, 41,140, you must show the total amount received payment to schools and your remaining share. If your municipality receives other taxes such as motor vehicle taxes, room tax, and premier resort tax, you should report those tax collections on the appropriate line of this section. For sales tax collections on line 100, 41,222, enter your total collections and the amount paid to the state to calculate your municipality's share. Taxes from other tax-exempt entities on line 100, 41,320 include payment in lieu of taxes from tax-exempt organizations. Interest and penalties on line 100, 41,800 should be interest and penalties on taxes that are delinquent after January 31, 2016. This should include the amount reported on page 1, line 052, 41,800, only if on the current tax roll. Interest and penalties on delinquent taxes are not reported on the SOT or MTS. You can use the other taxes, line 100, 41,900, to report any taxes received and not reported on the above lines. You must click Identify and provide a description and amount for the remaining taxes you need to report. The total taxes line 101, 41,000 automatically calculates. For our municipality, total taxes equal $52,487. Report any special assessments you had on line 102, 42,000. Note that some special assessments may have been paid during the year and not put on the tax roll. An example would be if a property sold and the seller paid the special assessments prior to the tax bill being issued. Be sure to include the amount reported on page 1, line 054, 42,000. The special assessments reported on 102, 42,000 include the amounts collected on the tax roll, plus any amounts paid prior to tax bills being issued. A common mistake here is when a special charge amount is reported versus the special assessment amount. It is important to know the difference. A special charge is an amount entered in the tax roll as a charge against the property for the cost of providing a service to the property. The special charges collected on the tax roll should be reported in the Public Charges for Services section on page 4. The amounts reported included the amounts collected on the tax roll plus any amounts paid prior to the tax bills being issued. A special assessment is an amount entered in the tax roll as a cost of public work or improvements which benefits the property. The special assessments collected on the tax roll should be reported in the Special Assessments section on page 2, line 102, 42,000. In this example, a special assessment will not be included. Intergovernmental revenues. When you begin to enter your intergovernmental revenues, you want to use the State Payments Register as a reference to ensure that you are including all of the payments to your municipality received from the state of Wisconsin. Notice that the school levy tax credit, lottery and gaming credit, and first dollar credit are not reported in this section. All property tax credits are accounted for in the calculation of the general property taxes on line 100, 41,110. Be sure to list the aid on the appropriate line. Federal grants in the Federal Grants section include any federal aid your municipality received. Federal aid paid through the state should be reported as state aid on this form. Please note that this section is broken down by purpose. State grants, line 103, 43,410, is for state shared revenues, which are payments your municipality receives in July and November. Our municipality received $42,715 for the year in shared revenues. Line 103, 43420 is for payments for 2% fire dues, which is distributed by the Department of Safety and Professional Services. Our municipality received $1,168. Line 103, 43430 is for exempt computer aid. Our municipality received $5. Line 103, 43521 for law enforcement improvement may include aid for officer training, radar, and other equipment. Line 103, 43,523 for other law enforcements may include aid for highway safety, alcohol awareness, and traffic safety school. Transportation in the transportation section, you should include the aid received specifically related to transportation. Line 103, 43531 is for general transportation aids. The quarterly payments made by DOT. Only report the total of the quarterly payments on this line. For example, in the town of Smith, we'll enter $99,429. The next couple of lines are for transportation aids for specific programs. Line 103, 43,534 is for the local road improvement program. The town of Smith received $132,057 from DOT for LRIP. Line 103, 43,537 is for other transportation. Examples include aids for airports, railroads, and commercial docks. Other state payments in the Other State Payments section include all other state payments not included in earlier section. These lines are self-explanatory. You can see there are lines in this section where you need to again show the total amount received, county portion, and your remaining share for the specific payment. Note that managed forest land, also known as MFL, payments from DNR are not the same as the MFL tax on page 1. Page 1 is the managed forest land taxes on the tax roll, which means that these parcels are in the DNR program and are exempt from regular property taxes. On this page, the DNR payments are other payments in lieu of taxes for severance, yield, and withdrawal taxes collected by DNR. There are also other forest crop, managed forest land, and county land payments from the state, less any amounts paid to the county during the year, that should be reported on this line. For MFL, we will enter the amount of $1,350 here, which was received. Of that, $270 was paid to the county, leaving $1,080, which is computed for you on line 103, 43,640. For FCL, we will enter the amount of $2,187 here, which was received. Of that, $158 was paid to the county, leaving $2,029, which is computed for you on line 103, 43,650. We'll also enter the amount of $252 for payments in lieu of taxes received. You also have an other state payments where you can add and identify additional payments. An example would be transmission line fee. In this example, the total intergovernmental revenues are $293,069. The licenses and permits revenues are amounts received from individuals requesting legal permission to perform certain acts or engage in certain businesses. For example, business or occupational licenses for cigarettes, bartender, milk hauler, and other occupations. Let's enter $438 on line 105, 44,100. Non-business license revenues for cats, dogs, and bicycles are reported on line 105, 44,200. The amount entered on page 1, line 055, 44,200 will autofill on this line. The amount carried forward from page 1 is $209. You may edit this amount if needed. If your municipality has non-business licenses in addition to dog licenses, you will need to adjust the amount autofilled on this line. Building permits and inspection fees are separated from zoning permits and fees. We will enter $30 for building permits and inspection fees on line 105, 44,300, and nothing for zoning permits and fees on line 105, 44,400. Other is also available in this section and can be used for items such as parking permits. The total licenses and permits revenues equal $677. Fines, forfeitures, and penalties. Fines, forfeitures, and penalties should include amounts received from individuals as penalties for violating certain laws or ordinances, failing to perform contractual obligation, and awards for damages. We don't typically see reporting errors in this section. As you can see, judgments and damages are separated into 3 lines: law enforcement equipment and property, highway equipment and property, and other equipment and property. We will not report amounts on these lines in this example. Public charges for services. On this next page, we will start with public charges for services. This will include amounts from individuals, organizations, and businesses for services provided or the sale of goods. The amounts should be reported on the appropriate line. The available subsections for public safety, transportation, sanitation and utilities, health, culture, recreation, education, and lastly, conservation and development. Within each section, there are many specific line items. We will enter a couple values here that we often see. Report $3,000 on line 109, 46,220 for fire protection fees. $4,782 on line 109, 46,310 for highway and street maintenance and construction. $773 on line 109, 46,435 for recycling. $350 on line 109, 46,540 for cemetery services. There is an other public charges for services line at the bottom and provides the ability to add and identify additional items. This is true in many sections, but really should only be used occasionally. As previously mentioned, you may search the instruction manual to find all lines that may be associated with your specific entry. The total public charges for services equals $8,905. Intergovernmental charges for services includes amounts received from other governmental units such as schools, technical colleges, counties, other municipalities, and special districts for services that your municipality provided. The available subsections are federal, broken down into public safety and public works, state, broken down into law enforcement, fire services, transportation, sewer services, public housing, and other services to state government. Other local governments are broken down into public safety, public works, sanitation, and other. Again, you need to make sure you're using the most appropriate line so that your aids are computed correctly. In the miscellaneous revenues, you should include interest income. In our case, we have $96. Revenues from property sales should be listed on the correct line. Insurance recoveries and claims should be listed on the most appropriate lines. You may use other miscellaneous revenues to report any amounts that could not be reported on prior lines. You must identify the item and the amount. We will use the Identify button to add an example. $65 for co-op dividend, $129 for insurance audit refund, and $153 for a tax overpayment refund. The total is $347. Our total miscellaneous revenues equal $443. Other financing sources. Other financing sources are classified separately from revenue. Proceeds from long-term debt on line 115-49-100 should include proceeds for long-term general obligation bonds, notes, and state trust fund loans. In this example, we're reporting $99,000. Note that the amount reported here should match the amount reported on the indebtedness page in the principal incurred in 2016 column. Sales of general major fixed assets should be entered on line 115-49-400. Total revenues and other financing sources are calculated on line 117-40,000, which is $454,581 in our example. Part 6, Expenditures. Now we're going to discuss reporting expenditures on the Form CT. If you have not done so, please review Part 2, Getting Started, for important information on how the e-file Form CT works. You can use the municipality's annual report that is usually prepared for the town annual meeting. Municipalities format the annual report to follow the same categories as the financial report Form CT or C. If you use QuickBooks or a similar accounting software, you may be able to set up accounting codes to match the line numbers in the financial report form. It is very important to report your expenditures on the appropriate lines. The first section is General Government. This section is where you report the expenses incurred by your governing body to run the municipality. We will enter a few common examples here, after consulting our annual report, of course. $13,749 for legislative town or village board expenses on line 118-51-100. General administration on line 118-51-400 should include the expenses by the village president or administrator, town chair, municipal clerk, election costs, and other administrative costs. We are reporting $10,457 on this line. Financial administration on line 118-51-500 should include expenses incurred by the treasurer, assessor, for accounting functions, assessment of property, and purchasing. We will enter $10,500. The general building and plant line 118-51-600 does not include highways and public safety, as the help message indicates. We will enter $1,733. The other general government lines in this section are self-explanatory. We will enter $6,476 for highway insurance on line 118-51-932. We are entering $2,373 for other insurance. We are entering $86 on line 118, 51,980, and identify it as a tax overpayment refunded. The total general government expenditures equal $45,374. Expenditures in the public safety section should be reported on the appropriate lines. This section includes expenses related to law enforcement, fire, ambulance, and other public safety items. In our example, we will enter $13,911 for fire protection on line 120, 52,200, and $4,160 for ambulance expenditures on line 120, 52,300. Total public safety expenditures equal $18,071. The Public Works section includes expenses related to transportation and sanitation. On line 122, 53,100, you should include administration costs for highways and streets, which are office-related costs. Do not report all highway-related expenses on this line. If you are filling the Form CT, your municipality is unlikely to have a large department that has reportable administration costs. Highway and street maintenance and construction are separated into maintenance for local construction, for local state highway maintenance, and construction and other local governments line is for maintenance and construction of other local government roads. We are entering $88,799 on line 122, 53,311 for local highway maintenance. We are entering $107,220 on line 122, 53,315 for local highway construction. We are entering $66,029 on line 122, 53,330 for other local governments highway maintenance. Next is the road-related facilities section, which includes expenses related to construction and maintenance of limited purposes roads, street lighting, sidewalk, storm sewer maintenance and reconstruction, and parking facilities. We won't be entering any values under other transportation, which provides expenditure lines for airports, mass transit and docks, and harbors. In the sanitation section, you may report expenses related to sewage service, garbage collection, and recycling. Curbside pickup expenses should be reported on line 122, 53,620, and central collection or transfer point expenses should be reported on line 122, 53,631 as indicated. In our example, we have $1,620 to report for solid waste disposal expenses on line 122, 53,631. $6,863 for recycling expenditures on line 122, 53,635. Our total public works expenditures equal $270,531. In the Health and Human Services section, you should report expenditures related to the protection of public health, such as clinics, disease control, animal or insect control, general relief, such as food stamps and work relief programs, aging, such as elderly, transportation and operation of senior citizen centers, and municipally owned cemetery or donations to a privately operated cemetery. $4,549 being reported for the operation and maintenance of a cemetery on line 124, 54,910. Total health and human service expenses are $4,549. As described, expenses related to culture, recreation, and education should be reported in the next section in the Conservation and Development section. Report expenses related to public housing, economic development, other conservation activities such as forestry projects, fish and game projects, conservation of water, mineral and agricultural resources. This could also include zoning and land use. We will not report amounts in this section for our example. The next page starts off with capital outlay. Capital outlay includes the acquisition of or addition to fixed assets such as trucks and other equipment, buildings, and land. These assets have a useful life of more than 1 year. Capital improvements are also reported in this section and include the construction of or reconstruction of capital items. These are not expenses that occur annually. Capital outlay is separated into similar subsections: general government, including general public buildings; public safety, including law enforcement; fire protection, EMS, and emergency communication. Note, the emergency communication 911 outlay is separated to break out the law enforcement share and non-law enforcement share. Transportation includes highways and streets, road-related facilities, and other transportation such as airports, mass transit, docks, and harbors. Sanitation includes sewer service, garbage collection, solid waste disposal, and recycling. Health and Human Services is reported on one health outlay line. Culture, recreation, education includes library and parks. Conservation and development includes housing, urban development, and economic development. As always, you need to review this page and report the values on the appropriate line. Each section has an other line that amounts can be reported on any provided line. The debt service section includes principal and interest on general obligation bonds, long-term notes, land contracts, and installment purchases. This section will only include debt service accounted for in governmental fund types, not debt financed by proprietary fund types. If you are unsure of fund types, we've defined funds in the instructions for compiling Financial Report Form C and CT for Wisconsin cities, villages, and towns on page 3 through 5. Line 132, 58, 100 should include the principal amounts of your long-term debt and should equal the amount entered on your indebtedness page. This would be the amount under Total Long-Term Obligation Debt, column 3. We will enter the $118,696 for debt service principal. The remaining lines in this section are for you to separate and report the interest and fiscal charges paid by purpose. We need to report $1,599 of interest for highway and street debt. The total debt service is $120,295. Under other financing uses, line 134, 59, 800 is for funds applied to reduce levies of other taxing jurisdictions on page 1. Line 068, 41, 110 was less than 0. It will autofill on this line. You can report other financing uses by identifying the item and amount. As we've previously done, you would click Identify. Enter your description and amount. For our example, our municipality has no amounts to enter in this section. Line 136, 50,000 sums your expenditure entries on pages 7 through 10, which total $458,820 in our example. Part 7. Financial Report Reconciliation. Now we're going to walk through the Final Report Reconciliation page on the Form CT. We will now review the last portion of the form. If you have not done so, please review Part 2, Getting Started, for important information on how the e-file Form CT works. The Financial Report Reconciliation page is a summary of your financial transactions and their effects on cash balances. Municipalities using cash basis accounting will need to complete this page. Municipalities using modified accrual basis accounting will complete a page titled Statement of Change in Fund Balance. Line 140, 11,000, we will enter 14,183. This should be your cash and securities, checking account, savings accounts, certificates of deposit, local government investment pool, etc. at the beginning of the year. Line 140, 21,200 will autofill if you entered short-term debt on the indebtedness page. Line 140, 40,000 is the sum of your revenues. This line will autofill from page 6, line 117, 40,000, the total revenues and other financing sources, which is $454,581 for our example. To account for advanced taxes at the end of the year, which were received in December 2015, report it in the advanced tax collections held at the end of the year on line 141, 26,100. Dog license fees and tax overpayments from escrow accounts should not be included on this line. To report payroll deductions payable at the end of the year for December 2016, enter the amount on line 142, 21,500. This is uncommon. The report must balance. The grand total amounts on lines 143, 90,000 and 153, 90,000 should equal. Cash and securities at the end of the year are entered on line 150, 11,000. We will enter $9,944 for our example. On line 150, 21,200, similar to above, if you have entered short-term debt paid during the year on the indebtedness page, it will be autofilled on this line. Line 136, 50,000 is the sum of all your expenditures. This line will autofill from page 10, line 136, 50,000, the total expenditures and other financing uses, which again is $458,820 for our example. If you have advanced collections held at the beginning of the year, which would be from December 2015, report the amount on line 151, 26,100. If you want to report payroll deductions payable at the beginning of the year for December 2015, enter the amount on line 152, 21,500. Again, this is uncommon. As we've stated before, the report must balance. The grand total amounts on lines 143, 90,000 and 153, 90,000 should equal. In our example, both lines equal $468,764. If this page is out of balance, review the report for errors and cross-check with your annual report. If you cannot get this page to reconcile, identify where the discrepancy is, whether it is a revenue or expenditure, and use either line 140, 49,000, or 150, 59,000. Identify the adjustment. This should only be done in rare instances, as your books should balance. However, if you are within $50 of balancing, this is acceptable. In our example, we balance as we should. Once you are in balance, you're almost ready to submit the e-file form. Line 140, 34,000 is the fund balance at the beginning of the year. Line 140, 40,000 is revenues and other financing sources from governmental fund types. This line will autofill from line 117, 40,000 on page 6. Line 143, 90,000, grand total, will autofill, but must equal line 153, 90,000. Line 150, 50,000 is the sum of all your expenditures. This line will autofill from line 136, 50,000 on page 10. Line 151, 34,000 is the fund balance at the end of the year. Line 153, 90,000, grand total, will autofill, but must equal line 143, 90,000. Next, we'll discuss a few items you'll see if you're using modified accrual or completing Form A or C. Instead of the financial report reconciliation, you will complete the Statement of Change and Fund Balance page. Part 8, Proprietary Fund Types. Now we're going to discuss the Proprietary Fund section, which is available only on the Form C and A. Several Wisconsin municipalities operate utilities such as electric, water, and sewage. These three mentioned utilities are the lines most commonly used in the proprietary fund section of Form C. Basically, these utilities are run much like a business. Revenue and expenses for utility services rendered are recorded starting on page 12 in the proprietary fund section according to utility type. Public charges for services is the most common revenue, and they are the amounts individuals and businesses are charged for the services provided by the particular municipal utility. Intergovernmental charges for services are the amounts the federal, state, or other local governments are charged for services provided by the municipal utility. Interdepartmental charges for services are amounts charged to other departments within the same municipality. Miscellaneous operating revenues are amounts that do not fit in the categories just discussed. Operating expenses are reported starting on page 13 and are the expenses incurred for providing the services regardless of the income source. Non-operating revenues are generally incidental to the utility's primary activities. For instructions for compiling Financial Report Form C and CT for Wisconsin cities, villages, and towns, provide more details on the amounts that may be reported in this section. This section is only required for municipalities filing the Form C. The object is to collect certain information that is not readily available from the previous sections of the financial report form. The instructions provide more details on the amounts that should be reported in this section. Part 9. Attachments and submitting the form. Now we'll briefly discuss how to attach documents such as your annual report or F-65 and submit your Form CT. As mentioned in the beginning of our presentation, this year the Census Form F-65 was sent to all municipalities and counties. If you would like to attach a document to your Form CT, the view may differ depending on the version of Windows or other system that you have on your computer. On the left panel of the form, click the picture of the paperclip. Click the Add icon. Find the file you want to attach in the window that appears. You may have to save a file to your computer desktop or a documents file. You can either double-click or choose Open. The attached file will appear in the left panel once it is properly attached. When you are ready to submit the form, on the last page, you must select Yes, agreeing to the signature statement, and click Submit Form. If you have any errors, they will be listed in the box labeled Error Messages. Go back through the form and correct your errors. Click Submit Form again. On the authorization window, you must select Yes, indicating you are authorized to file on behalf of the municipality. After the form has been successfully e-filed, a confirmation number will be displayed on the last page. If there is no confirmation number, your form was not successfully e-filed. You must get a confirmation number. After successfully submitting the form, we recommend you either save or print a copy of the form for your records. We recommend doing this after you have obtained a confirmation number. To save the form, you can click the Save button on the last page, or you can click the picture of the disk in the top left corner. Both options allow you to save the form to your computer. To print the form, you can click on the Print button on the last page, or you can click on the picture of the printer in the top left corner. Both options allow you to print the form. Now you've successfully e-filed your Form CT. If you need to submit an amended Form CT, you must submit it via email or fax. As a reminder, the due date for the forms are March 31st for those with a population under 2,500, May 1st for those with a population over 2,500, May 15th is the extended due date for all. We recommend not waiting until May 15th to e-file, as you may have form questions, and due to the high volume of calls and emails during this time, our wait times may be longer. Remember, the instructions document offers line-by-line help descriptions and is a valuable resource for you. On our website, you can subscribe to our email updates. We send emails about recent law changes, filing reminders, updated reports and publications, form postings, and other notifications. The link is provided here. On this page, you can select certain categories, such as Municipal Clerk and Municipal Treasurer. Enter your email address and select Subscribe. You can only subscribe on our website. If you have questions, please contact us at lgs@wisconsin.gov. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have found this presentation helpful. From those of us at the Department of Revenue, have a great day.